Libra 4, a group around a campfire. Rudhyar concentrates on group consciousness and points out that individuality and the group soul create different outputs in the world. The words of Jesus hint at this on a spiritual level. Where two or more are gathered in my name, I am there. Christ consciousness doesn't arise in an individual. It is suggested by this teaching. It needs to be two or more. In other words, we're not who we are totally when we're alone. We haven't awakened the aspect of ourselves which is a contributor to communion. Now, communion is a sense of synergy when more than one person creates an empathy, and that develops an energy, and that energy can create greater results in the world. And greater results include knowledge and right living, working out how to live right, understanding what you need to understand as a community, establishing a moral code, establishing a sense of justice. We can't do these things alone, of course, because we need to relate in order to do them. So the aspect of consciousness that develops in a group is a dimension further along than what we can develop alone. If you study the Sabian Symbols in great depth, you'll notice how frequently Jones in particular distinguishes between the self and the community and comments upon the relationship between those two aspects of life. And it brings our attention to the fact that we don't really live alone, however much we might be reclusive or caught up in our family situation. We're actually an important aspect of the community, and the community is an important aspect of who we are as well. So the campfire is a symbol of community, isn't it? We go back a long way, I suppose, before the campfire was present in everyone's life. But at the beginning of it all, civilization started to emerge. The campfire was the first statement. It identifies a group of people. Those who attend the campfire readily, normally, without any objection, those represent our community. But if a stranger were to approach our campfire, then we would bristle. We would wonder what's going on. So the campfire arises because a group of people cannot each afford a fire alone. They want to share the communal experience of economy. They don't want to collect firewood for themselves. They want to share in the community. But it's much, much more than that. It becomes the heart of a community. And people go there to the campfire. And in today's world, I guess pubs, bars, cafes, maybe restaurants, they operate in the same way, where you know, you can come and you can sit and you can engage with people without anybody wondering why you're there. You know, those kind of institutions, those social institutions, replace the campfire in today's world, typically. And we gain information when we go there. We have an exchange of news. We have an exchange of opinions. We have an exchange of information about what needs to be done next, or how to do something. This all happens in normal conversations, sitting around a campfire. And so too does the development of rapport and empathy and heart-centered qualities. We become familiar with people, and we know that that person does that and is actually not harmful. They're a bit strange, but, you know, you can live with that. We get familiar with people's idiosyncrasies, and we don't flinch against the strangeness of it, because it's not strange anymore, as it would be if a stranger, a new person, did it. And this softening of our boundaries, softening of our objection to the differences between who we are and who other people seem to be, that softening develops a sense of love, a communal love, a love of tribe, a love of extended family. And there are some people that can facilitate this much more readily than others. And they become community leaders of a sort, those that smooth the path, that bring harmony and engage with others in this soft way, so that they might start an event, or let's celebrate somebody's birthday or the full moon or whatever. They might just suggest having fun together as a group. And this is a very important aspect of building community. So you have different qualities of leadership here. Leadership that's based on ability to form rapport and be the oil that pulls a group together. So what's really obvious in a community setting around a campfire is that there's a great deal of importance placed on the idea of equality. Everyone is welcome at the campfire if they're part of our community. Nobody's the boss. You can all take care of the fire. Some people would do it more often than others, but that's a service to the community. There's no demanding of authority. There's no attempt here to be a bully, to be the leader of the pack. The leaders, as I've said, they're the ones that actually do the very opposite. They soften differences rather than proclaim self-importance as the major difference. Now, also around the campfire, the visionary future of the group, the community, is worked out. The seeds of most visions, if probably all visions, are first announced at the campfire in a public way. We can work it out for ourselves if we have an idea about where to be and go in the future. We can talk to close people, family first of all perhaps. But as soon as we actually take it into the public realm at the campfire, a new reality is born. That becomes a property, really, the property of the community, somebody's idea. When it's discussed communally, is no longer personal. And our seeded vision becomes collective. Everybody's contributing to it. So the campfire experience is a community building experience in the sense of creating a future also. One of the things we have to be concerned about is that because the campfire experience is so accepting, tolerant, non-judgmental, because of that, there is a risk of laziness, just not bothering to work things out for ourselves. If we have a problem, we go to the campfire, somebody will volunteer to sort it for us. If we have a bit of knowledge that is missing from our needs, then we go to the campfire and somebody comes up with it. So all the answers to all of our questions are found in that scenario. And that kind of tempts us to not deal with it ourselves. So one of the dangers in this openness of community is that we do not optimize our own self-determined ability. We might lose the sense of self-responsibility. That's to be watched, Don't take too much for granted by assuming that the community is going to look after you, is the warning. But apart from that, it's really, really warming and encouraging and supportive to know that there exists a community and it has a center. And you might just think, where is your center? Where is your communal center? Where do you just go and meet others for a quick chat? Is it a cafe or a pub? What is it? And if you don't have that, then do you have a community at all? And if you don't have a community, well, you're missing something important and precious. And I think, unfortunately, that's a sign of these times, that we've lost that communal experience significantly. We tend to stick ourselves in front of our own television and then have our own lives and not really share on this very ordinary day-to-day level. And this is a poverty of experience. It's good to have community.